Hey, what up YouTube? Today on my RC channel, we're going to take this 26 turn brush motor and ESC out of this MST CMX and replace it with this HobbyWing Axe Edition ESC and brushless motor combo. It is a censored setup and it is waterproof. This one happens to be a 2300 kV. This CMX crawler kit has been an absolute blast. I am running it pretty much box stock, other than I put RC 4-wheel drive stamped white powder coated steel wheels with Beef 2 wheel weights, with RC 4-wheel drive swamper tires, and the stock RC 4-wheel drive foams in the back, and then some heavy foam that I can't remember which brand it was in the front, but it's pretty heavy. It was for 10-pound plus trucks. That's just because this is a leftover set of tires that I had from the Box to Beast 2021 build. I run this on 3S with the smallest pinion that fits. In this episode, I'm putting in this HobbyWing Axe because I really enjoy driving crawlers with the field orientation control from the Z-Run ESC. Since you have to pull the battery tray and the receiver box, I decided to go ahead and switch out the servo to a CLS6336HV servo from JX. It's an EcoBoost servo, and it's a high voltage servo that claims 35 kg per centimeter of torque at 7.4 volts. So of course I'm going to crank this HobbyWing ESC up to a 7.4 volt EEC. I'm also going to be putting 50 weight shock oil into these shocks as they can completely dry from the factory. I've definitely become a fan of this CMX because of the short wheelbase. It's actually pretty challenging to drive, and although it's pretty capable, and with the modifications that I made, quite a bit more capable than out of the box, it's still a challenge to get up over those rocks with its low clearance and short tires and non-portal axles. It gets caught up on everything, but that's what makes it fun. Alright guys, this MST is all back together, and let's get it out on some rocks to see what it does. Here's a little bit of side-by-side action with this truck in stock form versus how it sits now. The RC 4-wheel drive tires are just a slight smidgen bigger than those MST tires, but the wheel weights really help just hold this thing down to the ground and give it all sorts of traction, especially with these RC 4-wheel drive tires. Filling these shocks up with the 50 weight Losi shock oil really settled this thing down when transitioning from rock to rock, and then also the field orientation control of this HobbyWing ESC really allows it to smoothly climb over the rocks without having that stalling that you get with the brushed motors where you have to give it a little bit more throttle and then all of a sudden it's popping up over the next rock. You know what I mean. Check out how smooth this thing is now. This JX EcoBoost high volt servo, part number CLS6336HV, is actually a pretty significant upgrade to this truck. The stock servo is a rebranded Savic servo. It's not terrible, but it's really not that great. It's like the tires. They're not total trash, but they're really not that great. The HobbyWing Axe system is really a little bit of overkill for this vehicle. It's never going to use all the amperage available from that ESC. I think the HobbyWing Fusion would have been a much better route for this truck, but I already had this axe floating around, and so I put it in there, and it is actually super awesome. If you go to use one of those fusion motors in this thing though, you'll probably have to relocate your receiver because I'm pretty sure that motor can is going to interfere with that receiver box. Well, that's about it for the changes on this truck for this episode. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my channel and checking out this episode. If you haven't already, now's a great time to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button.
Perfect.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that driving video. I hope you were able to spot the differences with the heavier weight oil and the smoothness of the X system. It's super awesome. Alright, peace out. You guys have a good weekend.